Welcome, students. We're going to be registering for Cabrillo College today. Our first step in registering for Cabrillo College is for you to go to the Google Classroom and scroll down until you see this. Okay, this is what we want. And we want to click here on Open CCC My Account. We're going to create an account that will get us there to the registration for Cabrillo College. But this is the first thing. They're a member of a larger group. We have to do that first. Here we go. Click this. Okay, so you're going to have an email address for this. So use your personal email address, not your school address. You're going to need this for many years to come. Okay, so you can always change the address later, but your school address goes away when you graduate. So you're going to want to have something. I recommend Google Gmail, but it does take a while to set up, and it also requires a phone. So if you have something else, you can use something else, but remember, it's your personal email address, not your school address that has the numbers at pvusd.net. So let's click here and we will begin creating our account. Click. Here is where we're going to begin filling out the things. So start by putting this here. Your information. Nope, I don't have a previous name. No, I don't have any preferred name that's different than my legal name. Here is my birthday, September 19th, 1901. That's not my real birthday, but that's okay for this video, so no one commits identity theft on me. 1901. Okay. When we get to this part, it says social security number, and I recommend, unless you have it with you, you can ask your parents for this. This is important enough to do that, but not required. So just to make this easy as possible, let's just say no. No. Do not check this box, and let's say continue, because you're taking this class for credit. Click. Here we go, email address. This is my non-school email address. Yuppers. And, oh, okay. Main telephone number. Text messages, blah, blah, blah. I don't have one, so forget that. Permanent address. Oh, no. Uh-oh, I think I nuked it. Email address, I messed that up, so now I have to do it again. Oh, no, I thought I could copy paste. It did not like that. Okay. Okay. You'll need to make a decision here. Oh, I was putting in this wrong spot. Select California, 95076 if you live in town. Continue. Click. Username and password. This is really important. And I don't think I'll be able to take you too much further than this, but I will say the Fab Lab password. This is my password. 1, 2, 3. This is my password. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it still doesn't like this because I don't know why. I don't know why it doesn't like it, but whatever. So make sure your passwords match. Come down here. You're going to need to create a 4-digit PIN. Your 4-digit PIN will be a short way of identifying yourself. You know, whatever you put in here is like a special number to you. Okay, so special number for our classroom is 702-0702. I go 07002. Security questions. If you forget your username or password, or if you want to change your password, security question, answer all these security questions. What is my oldest cousin's first and last name? Great. Then that would be Octavio. You know, and then second security, you know, or what school did you attend for 6th grade? EA Hall. Third security, God, there's so many questions. 1999. Okay. And then you would click I am not a robot. And then you can say create my account. Now I know that there's some problems. It's saying there's some problems with my stuff, but then you say create my account. So that will get you to that end of that. And so I hope that that has answered your questions in a sequential way of what you put here. Then when we look back at the, so that's okay. So let's just do a hard stop right there. That is it for that part. Then there's a waiting period. So full stop, that's the end of those instructions. And I believe that now starts the waiting period for the creation of that ID. Now, Vanessa does have access to that ID system. If we get into any trouble or it doesn't come through, number one, you have to remember your email address that you used for this. Okay? So make sure that you remember your email address and your username. So you need to write down this stuff somewhere. So I fully recommend that when you create a username and you create a password and you choose an email address for this, you write down those 3 pieces of information. They're very important. Actually, the 4th one is your PIN. Write that down too. Email address, that's your personal one. Second, username. That's your number 2. Password, number 3. Write it down. I'm serious. You're usually not supposed to do that. Do it on a piece of paper, whatever. Security pin is your 4th piece. Do that too. Okay? You can write down all of these if that helps you. I tend to write them down also. Then we say, I am not a robot. And then we say, create account. Okay. So then we go click. And then I don't think I can go forward because of whatever reasons. Also, I'm not doing this for real. So let's go over here and we're looking at this page. And so this is the overview that Vanessa sent us. It's talking about articulated credit. You get credit, you get double credit for this. You get credit for my class and you get credit at Cabrillo College. It's double, I call it a 2-for-1 special. You're getting a 2-for here, okay? We go through a lot of trouble to get this set up and then it's ready to go for you. So we are going through the Cabrillo ID process, okay? So we started this, apply for a Cabrillo ID, and so we needed to do the CCC apply first, okay? So this, okay? Since you have an ID number already, those of you who did this last year, then you know we can get to skip this step. But first we need an ID number. And then here, this is Vanessa's email. She's helping us through every step of this process. So once we do this step 1, right? Then we go to step 2. Here's step 2. Wait 48 hours to be emailed your Cabrillo ID. You will get this email to the non-school email that you used in the registration process earlier. Okay. Next, after that, when you get your Cabrillo ID, then we can actually register for the CATMA account. So the CATMA system is how I distribute your credit into the database in which Cabrillo puts it on your transcript. So all of you are getting credit for college, your first college class, most of you, and it's awesome. So awesome, so easy. It's just like there's a waiting period. And now I wish there wasn't a waiting period so we could do more stuff with it, but that's where we're going next. So next class, I'll just prep you out for that right now. Next class, what we're going to do is we're going to say, hey, and then I'll choose somebody who's talking here. I'll say, hey, Robert, did you get your Cabrillo College ID? And then Robert will say, I'm just making this up, Robert. Robert will say, oh, I haven't checked my email. Or maybe you have, I don't know. But I haven't checked my email. Let me do that, Mr. Patino. So then you check your email, you see that you have the Cabrillo ID number, and then you say, Mr. Patino, I have my Cabrillo ID number now, and then we can go forward and we can do step 3. We can actually register you for the class. When we put you in there, then I can issue you the credit at the end of the semester. It's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. If this doesn't happen, or you don't see it in your email, check your spam folder, number 1. And then also, I can email Vanessa and say, hey, Vanessa, I have a student who needs help with this stuff. And then she's going to say, what's the student's name? What's their birth date? And what email, I don't know if she needs your email address or what, but she usually says, what's their name and birth date? Because she can look you up. She can look everybody up. She has the access rights to do that. She's in charge of this system. So what I'm trying to say is, next class, we're going to be doing this. And it's a continuation of what we already started. So don't be... So please do that. If you haven't been following along with me now, please watch the video that I will post to Google Classroom, and you will be able to go through these steps, come to this part at the end, well, the part where you submit your open CCC application, where we said click the CAPTCHA, I'm not a robot. Right there, that's where that ends for you. And then we'll start next class right here. We'll have waited 48 hours. So we'll be, it will be next week. Then we're going to go and we're going to go do this. Okay? So I hope you've enjoyed the video that I've created for this. I hope the video helps you get the information you need to get this process started. And remember, I'll take you all the way back to the beginning. This is what's going on here. We are doing this. Okay? Open CCC my account. So that's click 1 of this mini click process. So I hope that that's been helpful. Remember to start in Google Classroom, scroll down and just start there. Thank you for completing the registration process initially, and then we'll be able to get you into the CATMA system next time.